If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. I'm Anthony, and I'm going to take you through today's PFGO workout. We're going to start our warm-up with 3 minutes of cardio. That's rower, biking. I want you to pick something that you haven't done this week. We can even do a jog. Either way, we'll get through that 3 minutes, and then we're going to move on to some med ball work. We have up downs, presses, and ground to overhead, all with the medicine ball. Here we go. We're going to have both hands on that med ball. We're going to hinge at the waist, kick back, in, and stand. Good. That med ball never leaves your hands. You hold on to it the entire time. Now, once you've done your 10th rep, you're going to stand up, bring it up to the shoulders, and press it up and overhead. You guys should be great at these after yesterday's push presses and strict presses. Now, finally, we're going to finish with med ball ground to overhead. You're going to tap the ground, snap it up, lock out overhead. We got some great cues for this. Check out our Instagram page for Coach Erica's coaching tips. She's got a great one on a med ball ground to overhead. Perfect, thank you. Now our strength for today, we're gonna do some upper body stability bodybuilding. We have 3 exercises that you can do with a pair of dumbbells, or if you're super strong, we're gonna do it with a barbell. Now, we have front raises, bent over reverse flies, and lateral raises. I would rather you go very light and do these movements perfectly for all 10 reps than lose your form and lose control here. Now, exercise number 1, dumbbell front raises. You're gonna hold those dumbbells in front of you in a pronated position. Your shoulder blades are gonna be pulled together and your eyes are forward. Bend those knees just a little bit so that you're not creating any extra tension than necessary. Now from here, you're gonna lift those dumbbells straight up in front of you and lower back down. As soon as your hands tap, we're gonna lift back up. So there should be a little pause at the top, lower, and repeat. Now what we can do to make these a little bit easier is, can you lift up for me? If you leave the arms totally straight, that's gonna be the most difficult part. If you bend the arms, it's a little bit easier to work. So give me a couple of bent arm. Easier? Yeah, a lot easier. Good. All right, perfect. Now, we have bent over reverse flies. So what we're gonna do is go into that bent over row position. So knees are bent, your chest is dropped. Now from here, we're gonna flip those hands so that they're supinated, so your pinky sides are touching. When you bring them in, we want those dumbbells to touch, and that's gonna be the bottom. Now you're gonna lift up, straight out to the side, and lower back down. Now you're gonna have to lift up with a little bit of velocity. Pause and down. Rip, hold, and back. Excellent. We want those thumbs out to open up that shoulder girdle, create some open space, not impinge it. We'll do 10 reps there, and finally we have 10 lateral raises. Same rules apply, straight arms versus bent arms, but we're just gonna lift up to the side. Good, and back down. Make sure to keep those shoulder blades together so that you're not hunching over and turning into a slouch. We want you nice and tall to build up those shoulders. Now remember, you can use different dumbbells for each movement. Keep rest between movements as minimal as possible. We want you to do these right and not just do them. Now, we're done the strength and stability pieces for today, so we're gonna move on to some conditioning. We have 4 rounds for max reps, 1 minute at each movement. Don't worry, one of them's rest. Med ball ground to overhead is the 1st minute, dumbbell Renegade Rows is the 2nd, calories cardio is the 3rd, that 4th minute is rest every single time. Now let's go through these again. We have 1 minute of fast med ball ground to overhead. At the very bottom, the arms are totally straight. We want to make sure that we're not overworking that bicep. I shouldn't hear that med ball smack the ground. You should just gently touch and whip it up onto your shoulders. Perfect, thank you. Now dumbbell Renegade Rows. At the end of the minute, we're gonna make that immediate transition. We're gonna go to that push-up plank position. You can spread your feet out to make it a little bit easier. Then you're gonna pull up, push, pull, and pull. Every rep starts with a push-up, finishes with a row and a row. If you're really, really good at push-ups, you can do push-up, row, but I wouldn't do that. I'm not that good at push-ups. Now finally, our last minute is cardio. Run, bike, row, swim, burpees, up downs, jump rope. The choice is yours, but our preference is gonna be bike or rep. Now of course, last minute is the 1 minute of rest. Breathe in, breathe out slow, get your breathing under control, slow your heart rate down, shake your arms and legs out and grab a drink, because I don't want you to take any breaks in the 1 minute of med ball ground to overhead, the 1 minute of Renegade Rows, and the 1 minute of cardio. We'd love to know what you thought about this one on a Friday. Have a great workout, have a great rest of your day.